Hi everyone, Pablo here from Munich, Japan. How are you? It's March 22nd, 2021, and I'm coming to you live from my home here in the UK. Kind of a big month for me personally. I turned 50 on March 4th. Yeah, big. And my wife's birthday was on March 1st, and Hannah, our firstborn, is on March 2nd. So within a few days, we've got a kind of a March madness going on in our home. Anyway, I thought I'd switch gears today. No swords, no sword talk, and talk a little bit about my time in Japan in the early 1990s. Now, the reason for making this sort of impromptu video is because it is the 25th anniversary of a horror video game called Resident Evil that was released in, I guess, in Japan and worldwide. And I was the original voice actor for Albert Wesker on this game. Now, to be honest, I'm not a gamer. I have never played the game ever, but about 3 years ago, on one of my sword videos, somebody posted a comment saying, "Are you the voice of Albert Wesker? There's a rumor that you are so and so, you know." And I was like, Albert Wesker, like, where have I heard that name before? And I realized that was, the game that I worked on when I was just 25 years old. And I sort of did a search online on YouTube, and then I was like completely blown away, like all these videos of Resident Evil and, the various voices of Albert Wesker over the years. And what made it kind of funny is because for me was that Albert Wesker's original voice was credited to my friend Sergio. And I know Sergio very well, and I have no idea how he got credited with that voice because, honestly, we don't sound at all like each other, But he was a very good friend of mine at the time. And maybe he introduced me to this agency. I'm really not sure. But anyway, I subsequently found all these videos and everybody, of course, making fun of my voice acting at the time. And so I take full credit, full responsibility for the bad acting. I had, pretty much no direction at the time. We all I got the job through some voice tape, I suppose. I really can't remember, to be honest. But the recording, we had no idea that we were working on some video game. It was all just kind of wing it sort of thing. But to give you some kind of context, back then in the sort of early 90s, after I graduated university in Canada, I got a job as an English teacher in Tokyo for a company called Nova. And I started working in November of 1993. It was a one-year contract. And, truth be told, I wasn't the greatest, English teacher of all time. I think I spoke too quickly but I was pretty enthusiastic about the job. But anyway, after like 5 months, it was supposed to be a year's contract. I just had to quit. I just didn't like it enough to stick around for a full year. And now, prior to going to Japan, a good friend of mine, Keith from uni, he said, maybe you should check out doing some modeling or acting or that kind of thing in Tokyo, because they're always looking for foreign faces for TV shows or TV commercials or video productions. And so I sort of had that in the back of my head, as to what I could potentially do after leaving Nova. So I ended up signing with a few sort of freelance modeling agencies. And within a short while, I was just doing all these, TV commercials and print work in Japan as as a model. And I really had just zero experience, but I was just, I was young and I wanted to sort of backpack throughout Southeast Asia, and this was a great way to raise some funds, doing so. And it was just, a good laugh, really, So I thought, I'd show you some of these pictures that I did at the time, because it's kind of funny, and I sort of look back. But here's a picture. This was a box for hair bleach. So that's me kind of looking down. Anyway, so they did this hair bleach product. Do you remember like the Japanese football or soccer team, they all had that sort of yellowish, even though they all had dark hair, naturally dark hair, they all had like sort of blondish hair. This was around the same time. So this is a kind of mid 90s Joy Jack. I was the hair bleach mist model for that. So I did a whole range of just funky things. Here's a car ad for Chanson, some Citroën, I guess. Yeah, Citroën car ad. Here I am just sitting there. Kind of funny job. So lots of just one of those kind of fun jobs. Oh yeah, NTT Docomo. I worked with Shinohara Tomoe. I was one of the first. There's a TV commercial that ran pretty nationwide for a couple of years. This was when when the first mobile phones came out, and I did a commercial with her. That was kind of fun. But just a whole range of stuff. Here I am doing like some suits. Just anyway, it was just hilarious. I never took it that seriously. It was just, but there was about 20 or 30 foreign guys, and I was the dark-haired guy with a kind of a big nose. So that kind of helped me getting a lot of jobs when in Japan, because especially profile jobs that show my triangular nose. Anyway, so I have some other pictures, and I thought I'd share them with you that are kind of fun, because people have asked me like what I was doing before swords, and this is how I funded myself. So here's some funky shots. So here's Jackie Chan. I did a kind of a movie there with Jackie Chan. I don't remember the movie honestly, but managed to get a shot with him. But here, Butler, some, I don't know what that was, this thing here, some scuba outfit, skiing stuff, dressing up as some Martian or whatever, alien. Football was big because you had the World Cup, so I did a couple, World Cup. That was fun. Oh yeah, we went to Saipan for this particular job. Saipan, not far from Tokyo, couple-hour flight. Oh yeah, here's that NTT Docomo shot. There's Shinohara. She's got that. She's basically interested in the phone, more interested in the phone than me. So in this commercial, I'm like acting really sad because she loves the phone, but doesn't love me. So that's, people actually wrote in saying like felt really sorry for me. It's so ridiculous. Anyway, but yeah, just kind of funny shots, like just hilarious. Oh yeah, that was like some game. Can't remember. That was for a Levi's fashion show, and that was Issey Miyake. Anyway, it was just a big part of my life from basically I was 24, 25 or so, 26. And then I went back to Canada in 1997 after backpacking throughout Europe and throughout Southeast Asia. And so I went to Thailand and Indonesia for a couple months, Vietnam. Oh yeah, I have the book from Vietnam. This was a lot of fun. I went to Vietnam in 1995, I think, 95 or 96. But just great shots, great memories of there's me in one of the old helicopters or whatever, machine gunning it away. But I remember going up north starting down south and then traveling up north to northern Vietnam. It was really an adventure. I got some cool shots of, let's see if I can, Hoi An, oh yeah. But just backpacking throughout that whole area. Let me see if I can get some these. Oh yeah, here's some black and white shots of me in Hanoi. This is me in Hanoi back in, that would have been 1995, 96. Yeah, but just really good memories. Anyway, going back to the Wesker. So I ended up getting the job, I think in, like I say, 1995, just to do the voiceover. And we had no idea about the context of this game. We honestly we sat in a room. I was with a few other voice talented people, and we just sat down and we just read these lines. But we just didn't know how huge this game would become. And I was really completely shocked actually. So Anyway, this a shout out to Fred who contacted me and asked me if I would be willing to read Wesker's report for his for his fan base and for all the Resident Evil fans. And so I saw the previous Resident Evil reports and I read it, and also I reread a couple lines which I think I improved on from my performance in the past, and I might do a few more lines if you guys are interested in hearing them. But it was a lot of fun. I have a lot of good memories from my time in Japan from that period of time. When I went back to Canada in 1997, I went for a couple of years, studied website design, and that's when the internet sort of really blew up. And then I came back to Tokyo to start March 4th, which was a website design company, and we were promoting companies in Japan, bilingual companies, to harness the power of the web. And as a side project, because we were always building for other projects and for many companies, but as a sort of side project, I wanted to help the craft industry in Japan, because they were obviously being left behind and they really deserve to be promoted online and get these handcrafted items known internationally. So in 1990, or rather in 2004, 2005, I started really meeting the best chopstick maker, the best lamp maker, the Daruma doll maker, kitchen knife maker, and that's how it all kind of began. In 2006, I launched Unique Japan without Japanese swords at that time, actually, and focused primarily on Daruma dolls and kitchen knives, and that seemed where the direction was going. I ended up becoming involved with the United States military, with the Officers Club, and they invited me to sell some of these great products on their military bases. And so my first show was, in the late 2000s at Yokota Air Base, and we had a sword show there, and it was just so well received. And having sold the swords there, it just kind of just blew up, and that's when I started doing tons of events throughout Japan, and then subsequently taking it more internationally. So anyway, that's kind of a little synopsis of Pablo's life prior to really taking off and focusing primarily on swords, pretty much from 2008-9. That's really when Unique Japan went from all these different handcrafted products into Japanese swords. But it was a lot of fun to kind of revisit things with Albert Wesker, and I hope to do more Albert Wesker voice work for you if you guys are up for it, because it's a lot of fun for me. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this, and I look forward to seeing you soon. I'm working on catalog 36. Hopefully by mid to late April, we'll have that out. So looking forward to serving you. Cheers.